Humanity's final stand in BattleNet. As Yoon Si-jin walked closer to Yoon Se-ah, Diego lay unconscious on the ground. Yoon Si-jin stepped forward, his shadow falling over Yoon Se-ah as he stared down at her in complete silence. Suddenly, Lim Ga-young and Akari leaped in to attack him. Yoon Si-jin's gaze briefly flicked to the shimmering blade in Lim Ga-young's hand before he smoothly deflected both their strikes at once. Yoon Se-ah gasped. Her quiver was completely empty. Yoon Si-jin suddenly reached out, aiming to grab her. But in an instant, Yoon Se-ah vanished. Akari darted in from behind and shouted, "Die!" But Yoon Si-jin blocked her dagger with ease. Akari leaped back, yet Yoon Si-jin swung his sword and disarmed her mid-air, following through with a sharp slash. Then, without warning, Yoon Se-ah reappeared behind him with 3 dark arrows materializing in her hand. She pulled her bowstring taut. Yoon Si-jin sensed it, sweating as he looked back. Yoon Se-ah fired at point-blank range. A massive explosion rocked the arena. Lee Hae-yeon shouted, "Got them! That was close! Raid complete!" Yoon Se-ah stretched her arms and let out a bright, "Wah!" Lim Ga-young nodded. That mock battle against the Sword King was truly educational. Diego sat up groaning, just as Song Ji-han arrived. "Amazing," Song Ji-han said. Yoon Se-ah brightened. "Ah, uncle, are you finished with your training?" "You all have improved quite a lot," Song Ji-han replied. Diego grumbled. "Oh, Ji-han, that machine is so strange. I always end up dying first." Lee Hae-yeon sighed. "It is because you are a ranged dealer." Song Ji-han added, "It is only a simulation, but it reproduces about 80% of the Sword King from the past." "You all did remarkably well," Yoon Se-ah said cheerfully. "It is all thanks to her." "Simulation training is amazing," Lee Hae-yeon chimed in. "Yes, grow stronger and bring me more money." Song Ji-han blinked. "Money?" Lee Hae-yeon sweated nervously. "That simulator swallowed half of all the money I had." "Ah, my money." "That is not your money," someone muttered. "I do not know." "Money is important," she cried dramatically. As Song Ji-han listened, he glanced at Akari, who looked exhausted. Akari has been cooperative ever since the last stream, he thought. Then he said, "That is enough training for now. Earlier, Akari." Akari straightened. "Yes." "I have a favor to ask," Song Ji-han said. Lee Hae-yeon leaned in. "What?" "I cannot leave Ariel with Se-ah during the national games. I want to ask you to protect her instead." "And me," Akari stammered. Yoon Se-ah's eyes widened. In return, Song Ji-han continued, "I will do what I can to help you with your revenge, but if you act recklessly, you will die first." Akari pressed a hand to her chest, sweating, then bowed deeply. "I understand." Back in the present, Yoon Se-ah smiled at her. "You did great." Akari shook her head. "No, I can do better." Song Ji-han watched them and thought, "I hope time will mend the awkwardness between them." He turned to Se-ah. "Se-ah, how is your new class?" "Oh, Void Archer?" Song Ji-han recalled the system's message from the Shizuru ambush. "Void Archer, one who has stepped into the void. It is really amazing." Yoon Se-ah said, "Void arrow is completely undetectable by others. It lets you fire an arrow into the other world and ignore the distance between you and the target. Cloak of the Void also boosts defense. It is extremely overpowered, but the arrow cannot pass through physical obstacles." "You certainly went all out against your father," Song Ji-han said. "Well, I really wanted to beat him up. I thought it might knock some sense back into him." Song Ji-han sighed inwardly. "Just wait. No matter what, I will bring him back." He placed a hand on Yoon Se-ah's head. "Do not forget the risks of the Cloak of the Void. Tell me if anything happens." "Yeah," she answered with a grin. At the arena, a massive explosion erupted. Kim Dong-woo roared, "Wah ha ha ha! Come at me, weaklings. I can defeat all of you with my fists alone. Ha ha! So weak." Mo squinted from the stands. "Hey, is that Kim Dong-woo?" Joe nodded. "He was banned from overseas trips after that report at work. So that is why he is here? This is unranked, right?" "Right. He is messed up in the head." "Damn it," Kim Dong-woo growled. "I still do not feel any better." He shouted at the staff, "Hey, who is in charge of my connector? Clean it properly. You all are not trained well enough." The men looked away, annoyed. "That is enough," Mo said. Kim Dong-woo froze. What? "Who would listen to you?" Mo said lazily. "When you are like a tiger without teeth." "You," Kim Dong-woo snarled. "Do you want to test that?" But the arena manager burst in. "Kim Dong-woo, there was a report. We need to talk. Later. Banned from 2 matches? Nonsense." Kim Dong-woo shouted. "Let us see how well they do without me." A quiet voice behind him said, "Was it you, huh?" Vladimir Puntino stood there. The man who used to be on the national team now vents his anger on the free server. "I came to see it for myself." "Who are you?" Kim Dong-woo snapped. It is only a temporary suspension. I suppose you were never essential, Vladimir said calmly. Stop annoying me. Just die. Kim Dong-woo swung a punch and struck Vladimir's face. Blood dripped onto the arena floor. Vladimir wiped it slowly. You truly are not essential. You are far too weak. He leaped forward, raising his fist. Kim Dong-woo sweated and muttered to himself, gigantification. And that red aura? Who is this fool? Vladimir Puntino slammed his fist into Kim Dong-woo's head. So this is what Korean players are like? Vladimir asked coldly. It was Russia's national representative, warrior ranked 6th, Vladimir Puntino. The next game will be so easy, he said with a smirk. BattleNet, East North Asia League, Korea, lowest ranked, versus Russia, 3rd in East North Asia, day -7. The comments exploded online. Free kid, I saw it. Knockout in just 1 second, laughing out loud. DBSRL 97, he finally received karma for unloading his anger on innocent people, laughing out loud. Down Glason, that is what he gets for how he treated Song Ji-han. Mokaw, Vladi is unbelievably strong. Someone, I am scared. We are really going to get a portal. The national team began training despite the pressure and insults. Someone, the lives of the nation's people depend on all of you. Someone, let us at least avoid last place. Kim Dong-woo damaged the nation's image. Only Song Ji-han might be able to turn things around. Korea's BattleNet management gathered for emergency training with Song Ji-han. As Song Ji-han checked his phone, he clicked his tongue. Kim Dong-woo. He should have stayed quiet. He read a comment aloud. Song Ji-han will at least stop us from getting demoted. Seriously? Suddenly Ha Yeonju's voice came from behind him. You might as well defeat the Sword King and join the Champions League while you are at it. The gold-ranked player, who had publicly declared war on the Sword King, turned stunned. Ha Yeonju stepped forward. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, Ha Yeonju, he replied. She was Korea's national team archer and captain, gift rank, SS, concentrated snipe. Good luck today, she said. It is special training for the match against Russia. During training, Song Ji-han stood in confusion as the captain barked orders. They are coming. Think of Song Ji-han as Vladimir. Yes, captain. Ha Yeonju unleashed her skill. Heist, multi-howitzer. Arrows rained down on Song Ji-han. He used flashing sky and thunder steps. Another teammate roared power dunk. The captain charged with shield charge. Let me test my improved martial spirit, Song Ji-han said. He activated thousand-fold rampage. Suddenly he froze. Ha Yeonju had pulled her bow and locked directly onto him. Arrow strike. The arrow flew, but his force stopped it mid-air. That is an absolute territory formed with martial spirit, he thought. The range is narrower than force, yet far more effective. What? What? Ha Yeonju gasped. Song Ji-han leaped toward her and swung his spear. Ha Yeonju winced and closed her eyes. Moments later, she opened them, and Song Ji-han was standing exactly where he began. We lost, she said quietly. Song Ji-han sighed. They are worse than I expected. The Sword King must have carried them so hard. I cannot even use my strategy like this. Suddenly, Kya! A shrill scream echoed. A girl shouted, I love you, Song Ji-han. You are so handsome, Song Ji-han. You are the best, Song Ji-han. A few minutes later inside the room, Ha Yeonju rubbed her temple. I told you to wait outside. Was that really so hard? Her sister pouted. I just wanted to see him up close. Song Ji-han blinked. That is her younger sister. She is a very popular idol. What is she doing here? Hayuri stepped forward with a bright smile. Hello, Mr. Song Ji-han. I am still talking to you, Ha Yeonju snapped. Hayuri continued cheerfully. I'm the vice manager of your fan club. The first. My name is Hayuri. I am also a singer, Hayuri, idol leader of Black Mamba, fan club username Downglason. Song Ji-han began sweating. It is a pleasure to meet you. You said you are my fan? Yes. I used my sister just so I could meet you in real life. I have been watching your streams since the very first one. Oh my goodness, I am going to have a heart attack. You are embarrassing me, Ha Yeonju muttered. Just take a picture and leave. Ask first. Ha Yuri clasped her hands. I can die happy now. Song Ji-han froze. Die. If I die right now, it will be from joy, she exclaimed, swaying as if about to faint. He quickly used his force to hold her up. Are you all right? She should be fine, Ha Yeonju said calmly. She is probably exhausted from her schedule. Ha Yuri stared at herself floating. This is Mr. Song Ji-han's force, the dream of every journalist. Should I join the guild so I can see him every day? With your C-rank gift, Ha Yeonju asked flatly. This is not the time for that, Song Ji-han thought. You should be grateful and continue your K-pop career, Ha Yeonju added. But they say you should quit when you are at your most popular, Ha Yuri whispered. Song Ji-han sighed internally. I finally learned the God-destroying technique, but with a team like this I will never have time to prepare. But my gift is support type. Ha Yuri protested. Someone must want me. What about your salary? Ha Yeonju asked. Being able to see Mr. Ji-han up close is worth more than anything. No, your gift is just a little too, Ha Yeonju started. The captain, his teammates, and the manager all stared at Ha Yuri in complete silence. Seong Ji-han rubbed his forehead and muttered to himself, These people are not even practicing what I told them. Even the manager is here. The team, however, was having an entirely different conversation. It is Ha Yuri. She is even prettier in real life. I want her autograph. A picture, maybe. The captain added. Ha Yuri puffed her cheeks. What is wrong with my evaluation gift? Song Ji-han turned toward them, baffled. What, evaluation? That can be considered a B rank depending on how it is used. Ha Yeonju scoffed. How are you going to survive in this field with a C rank evaluation gift? Yes, whatever, Miss S rank gift. Ha Yuri shot back. Song Ji-han suddenly asked, Do you really have an evaluation gift? Ha Yuri froze. Yes. It is C rank though. May I look at your status window, if it is not too much trouble? Yes, of course. She pulled it up. Evaluation, gift rank, C. See the true nature of others. See the hidden abilities of items. Check a player's abilities. Seong Ji-han's eyes narrowed. It really is genuine. Korea does not have many players with this gift. Wait, now that I think about it, this could be extremely useful. He glanced at the captain and his team drooling over Ha Yuri instead of training. Miss Yuri, yes, she stammered. Could you do me a favor? From Ha Yuri's point of view, it looked like Seong Ji-han was standing in a field of flowers, extending his hand toward her. A favor? She whispered. Her eyes glistened. Am I finally going to retire from K-pop and join his guild? Of course. I will do anything. Thank you. Then everyone. A few moments later, Ha Yuri sat inside a metal cage, still in tears and utterly confused. Song Ji-han addressed the I'm going to attack all of you, so protect Ha Yuri from me. The captain and the team stared in horror several minutes earlier. Song Ji-han exhaled heavily. I had her evaluate every one of them, but every single stat she reported was awful. I was so disappointed. Mr. Ji-han, Ha Yuri said, stepping forward. I have finished evaluating everyone. I suppose the only good news is that there is still room for improvement, he thought. Yet at this rate, we will never win against Russia. If Vladimir attacks us in his final form, how are we supposed to? He paused. I suppose that is the only way to do that. He straightened. Thank you for receiving her evaluation. I have thought of a training method based on her results. He looked at them. Will you come with me to the training grounds? You as well, Yuri. Me too, she gasped. Okay, now, in the present. Ha Yuri clutched the bars of the cage. It is simple, Song Ji-han said. You only have to protect Ha Yuri. Protect her, a warrior asked. From what? From me. Song Ji-han charged forward. This training will not end until all of you can fend me off for 5 minutes. BattleNet East to North Asia League begins. Korea, lowest ranked, versus Russia. Third in East North Asia, D-Day. The comments poured in. She 54, Kim's Nation. The very easy nation. Down Glason, yes, we are going to win 2-0. Seong's Nation, let us go. Let us escape last place this time, please, the announcer declared. Your long-awaited World BattleNet North to East Asia League is finally beginning. Russia, aiming to advance their ranking. Here they come. Vladimir Puntino stepped forward with his team. 6th-ranked warrior, gift, S-ranked berserker. Vladimir Puntino. Online comments exploded. Good lord, they are all extremely muscular. Russia brought an entire team of warriors. An alpha male squad for real. Vladimir smirked. Finally, we meet Song Ji-han. The announcer continued. Facing them is the team that will be demoted if they fail to win this match. Here comes Korea. The comments surged again. Win this for us, Ji-han. Let us go. Song Ji-han's debut game. I am betting everything on this match. Who will return home victorious? The announcer shouted. Begin. Song Ji-han dashed ahead. Let us proceed according to plan. The captain and his team stayed in the rear. The Russian squad charged straight at Song Ji-han. Song Jihan said, first we will gauge their strength. He unleashed his skill, thousand-fold rampage. Song Jihan said to himself. They can endure that much? They are definitely stronger than the Korean team. Vladimir Puntino rushed close, practically face to face, and said, You must be Song Jihan. Let me see how your blood tastes. He swung his axe with savage force. Song Jihan replied, Aren't you the one who needs to bleed to become stronger? Vladimir Puntino grinned. The two of them clashed violently, exchanging powerful strikes. Blood burst from Vladimir's arm as their attacks collided. A system notification appeared. Berserker has smelled blood. Activating trait, Blood Rage. Attack damage and speed increase proportional to the amount of health lost. 3 out of 10. Vladimir's muscles swelled as he towered over Song Jihan. Song Jihan caught the blow, his wrist twisting as he redirected the force and leapt away. Vladimir Puntino thought to himself, I have Berserker active, yet I was the one pushed back. It is a bit early, but I should end the match now. He looked back at his comrades. Comrades, give me your strength. The Russian team instantly responded. For our victory, for our mother nation. A system notification appeared. Nail of Sacrifice, effect. Sacrifice yourself to greatly buff one teammate for 3 minutes. Song Jihan thought, I knew it. He struck Vladimir and shouted, Stop the Russians from using those items. He looked at Ha Yeonju. Right now, Ha Yeonju answered, Okay. She fired her skill, Serial Arrow Strike. The Russian team blocked her arrows, but the impacts forced pained groans from them. Cook, Vladimir Puntino growled to himself. Those fools. They are trying to stop us from using Nail of Sacrifice. If this continues, I will lose my teammates, and he will gain the advantage. A Russian warrior roared, Who? This will not stop us, warriors. Multiple system notifications appeared. Nail of Sacrifice used. Sacrifice in effect. Vladimir activated his skill. Big mountain press plateau. You are stronger than people say, he shouted. Song Jihan thought, he is fast. Vladimir suddenly appeared behind him. I will make sure my comrade's sacrifice is not in vain. Vladimir roared as he struck. Song Jihan was sent flying like a fired bullet. He thought, Kyuk! This is exactly what I feared. The Russian team used the same tactic against the Sword King in my previous life. With all those buffs, Vladimir is now ranked second among warrior players worldwide. Vladimir said, I assume you tried to prevent this very situation, but too bad. Song Jihan smirked. Sacrificing your own team to turn the tables. He soared toward Vladimir and thought, I have the exact same idea. He shot upward, soaring above Vladimir Puntino. His pauldron shattered from the impact. My current strength is only barely even with yours, Song Jihan thought. He leapt backward, landing beside his team. Vladimir barked, Are you avoiding my attacks? You were so confident earlier, yet now you run like a coward. Song Jihan replied, I failed to end the game before phase 2. Now it is your turn. He drew his shadow sword. Let us proceed with plan B. He stood firmly with his team, ready for the next clash. Vladimir Puntino shouted, Hiding behind your teammates? Are you not ashamed of yourself, Song Jihan? Surround him. Ha Yeonju followed up sharply. Do exactly as we practiced. Eek, you bumblers! Vladimir snapped, enraged. At a distance, Song Jihan raised his spear, calm and composed. He whispered to himself, I need a little time to proceed with plan B. That is why I have been training my teammates to perform better. A few days earlier, a fighter charged toward Song Jihan, but in an instant he was swept aside and hurled into a wall. The shielder stepped forward, immediately bracing himself. Song Jihan's spear slammed into the shield with explosive force. Wow! Vladimir with his full buff is far stronger than this, Song Jihan shouted. As the priest strengthened the tank, Ha Yeonju loosed an arrow straight at Song Jihan. He called back, please continue attacking without rest to stall for time. In the present, a sudden light flashed across the arena. An arrow struck Vladimir Puntino's shoulder as the tank forced him back. At that very moment, Song Jihan lowered his stance, charging his skill. Vladimir stared in shock. What is this? Dark energy crawled across the arena floor, spreading like a living shadow, while Song Jihan continued gathering power. Everyone, thank you for stalling, Song Jihan said softly. Then he thrust his spear downward. Nameless divine arts, god-destroying technique. His weapon pierced the ground, and he invoked the Iron Blood Cross. A system notification echoed throughout the arena. Activating immediate death. A massive surge of energy erupted, racing straight toward Vladimir Puntino. Another notification followed. A human species. Failed to resist. Vladimir choked out, What? The glowing cross beneath him flared brighter and brighter. Ha Yeonju wiped cold sweat from her forehead. Immediate death? The system declared, "You are dead." The announcer's voice trembled. 4 Korean teammates, dead. The entirety of Russia's team, dead. The Korean team wins the first game. Song Ji-han alone remained standing. He glanced at the crowd and smirked. The comment feed exploded. "Woobad, what in the world? Windbeetle, how did that even happen, Mom? I am going to be Ji-han when I am big. Unbelievable. Panic man. I am panicking right now. Mouth long. Someone explain that." The announcer continued, explaining. The third technique of the nameless divine arts differs from the other two, which involve light and darkness. The God-destroying technique is formed from martial arts pertaining to the 5 natural elements. The technique used just now belonged to the metal element, iron blood cross. It begins with the user drawing a cross upon the ground. The mark gradually expands. Once it reaches its limit, if the user cuts through its center, all humans within its range will immediately perish. Those unfamiliar with iron blood cross always fall for it. Those who have experienced it have only 2 choices: escape its range, or prevent the cross from completing its expansion. Vladimir Puntino roared and charged. Die. BattleNet East-North Asia League, Korea lowest ranked, versus Russia 3rd in East-North Asia. Second game, Song Ji-han smirked. "Can you even defeat me without buffs?" Vladimir gritted his teeth. I do not need a buff to defeat someone like you," the announcer declared. "The second game has begun. Unlike the first match, they are fighting individually." The comment feed surged again. "Russian roulette playing bear, immediate death skill. What in the world is that, brother? Balde, honestly, I would use Russia's tactic too. That skill was basically cheating, man. I know that I was, in the audience, and even I got killed, brother. I do not think that skill even cares whether you are in the game or not. Jihan 3 Mass ID, must be nice for him, laughing my backside off." Song Ji-han slid across the battlefield, spear ready, eyes cold. Sweat formed on Song Ji-han's brow as he thought to himself, "They are different from the first game. I suppose they are giving everything they have, since the team that earns 2 victories out of 3 wins the match. But," he recalled Yoon Se-ah's worried voice, "Korea is not going to secure dungeons as well, is it?" Song Ji-han tightened his grip on his golden spear as electricity wrapped around it. "We surpassed them in desperation. Korea is on the verge of being demoted. I cannot allow Se-ah to live in a dangerous world." Lightning cracked, lightning bolt flash. Vladimir Puntino braced himself and blocked the incoming strike, holding his ground with a grunt. Wow! But shock overtook him the moment he looked up. Song Ji-han was already descending with a follow-up attack. "Let us finish this," Song Ji-han declared. His spear glowed as he invoked, Path of the Immortal Sage, Chapter 10. Vladimir managed to intercept the attack, teeth gritted in sheer determination. With a roar, he countered with his own technique, Bloodied Crow, and surged forward. Song Ji-han thought calmly, "When I wanted to use Iron Blood Cross in the past, I always drew the cross on the ground. But no one ever said it had to be drawn there. The requirements were simple. First, a line of blood drawn vertically, as though linking the heavens and the earth. Song Ji-han deflected Vladimir's strike and countered, his spear thrust piercing Vladimir's eye. Second, a line of iron drawn horizontally, as though sweeping the ground. "I knew it," he murmured. Lastly, cutting through the center with my spear. A system notification rang out, activating immediate death. A human species failed to resist. Vladimir Puntino vanished. Song Ji-han lowered his spear, breathing steadily. "In my past life, I used it merely as a skill, never understanding its deeper structure. Now, I finally understand. There are infinite ways to wield this technique." The announcer shouted, "Vladimir, down! Russia surrenders! South Korea wins!" The crowd erupted in thunderous cheers. BattleNet Northeast Asia League, Korea lowest ranked, versus Russia 3rd in Northeast Asia, 2-0, South Korea wins. Meanwhile, in a distant location, an elder watched the broadcast only for a furious voice to shake the air. Who dares to copy my technique?" A spear struck the ground with a single tap. Boom! A massive crater exploded outward from the impact. The elder turned sharply. "You are awake?" "No." The figure descended lightly from above, landing with absolute control. "He actually woke you up," the elder muttered. The newcomer held his spear with righteous fury blazing in his eyes. He was the god-slaying Longinus. Longinus said, "Someone is trying to copy my skill and take it from me. He is not even the master. How dare he?" The elder said, "He possesses the martial spirit." Longinus said in shock, "He is a human chosen by the master." The elder replied, "No, I think the power given to him by the master was already taken away. However, he has been training martial arts on his own and growing stronger. In any case, the master is watching, so do not do anything rash. Longinus suddenly sat on the ground and said, I see. The elder smirked and said, so he is the one who might be able to kill the martial god. In the afternoon, Lee Haeon said, Ha, I am tired, as she dropped onto the couch. Gaeong, may I ask you for a glass of water? Im Gaeong replied, sure. Lee Haeon said, goodness. Song Jihan suddenly handed her a bottle and said, here. Lee Haeon said in shock, ah, thank you. Song Jihan asked, did something happen? Did you lose money on a bet again? Lee Haeon replied, you are here? I thought you were going to the after party. I did not lose any money. Song Jihan said, I is here. And there is a guest too. Lee Haeon drank the water and said, a guest? Ah, right. Congratulations on the game today. Song Jihan replied, she helped a lot with the preparation for this game. She asked for a tour of the guild, so Lee Haeon said, I see. But where is she? Song Jihan answered, Ah is the one giving her a tour. He then asked, what is with you? Im Gaeong said, she is coming back from a blind date. Song Jihan said, ooh, are you getting married? Lee Haeon replied, huh? No, the guild is doing so well. Why would I get married? Song Jihan asked, then why are you going on blind dates if you do not want to get married? Lee Haeon said, she has 1 more this month and 2 more next month. Song Jihan said, oh. Lee Haeon protested, why are you telling him that? My parents are pressuring me, she added with a sigh. Ah. Every man I meet is just a new kind of shock. The nth candidate, a cool scalp man, censored for privacy, as he was bald and shiny. The nth candidate, a divorcee with children. Lee Haeon said, even if there is a really decent man I might marry, it will affect the management of the guild, so I want to push it off for as long as possible. Song Jihan looked shocked and confused. He said, we cannot let that happen. Stop going on blind dates. Lee Haeon thought to herself, eek, he is acting so casual just because it is not his life. But what if I really do get married? What would happen? She said aloud, hey, if I get married, Yoon-se-ah suddenly said, ah, Haeon, Gaeong, you are all here. She continued, Yuri, this is our guild master. Ha Yuri said, I know her. Master Lee Haeon. Yoon-se-ah said, Haeon, this is Ha Yuri. Ha Yuri greeted them brightly. Hello, I am Ha Yuri. In surprise, huh? Black Mamba's Ha Yuri? This is your guest. Song Jihan replied, yes, she is my fan. She is the vice manager of Uncle's fan club. Is that not impressive? Lee Haeon said in shock. What? Downglass. Ha Yuri said happily, oh, you know me. Her phone vibrated and she said, ah, it is already. Ha Yuri pulled Song Jihan closer and said, wah, Mr. Jihan, we will see each other again, right? Right? Song Jihan replied, as long as Ha Yeonju and I are on the national team, yes, yay. I am so glad I have her, Ha Yuri exclaimed. She added, it is a shame, but you should all rest. I have things to do, so I am going to get going now. Song Jihan said, I will contact you if I ever need your evaluation skill. Ha Yuri smiled brightly. Of course, you can contact me even if you do not need anything. Goodbye. Lee Haeon thought to herself. Contact him. She knows his number? This man. Memories of her past rejection surfaced. He just likes Korean pop idols? Not at all, Song Jihan said calmly. Were you not just about to say something? Lee Haeon replied, ah, I think I am going to I cannot do this. We need to talk. Her diamond earrings sparkled as she spoke. A few days later, at the Shaolin Temple, a bald man said, I think Song Jihan will be a greater threat than we imagined. It is hard to believe that he is still in gold rank. He even defeated Vladimir in his berserk mode. By the way, Vladimir is 6th in the warrior rankings, and Song Jihan is ranked 27th. The world warrior rankings were as follows. At the top, the Sword King. Next, Divine Monk Lee Ryong. Then, Vladimir. China also had a warrior ranked 4th. Explanation time. Lee Ryong, are you listening? Divine Monk Lee Ryong punched the wall. He shouted, alcohol, women, alcohol, blast it. He was an SS rank gift, the Shaolin Abbot. The 4th ranked warrior, Divine Monk Lee Ryong. The bald man said, how long has it been since he started restraining himself? As for women, about 1 month, and alcohol, about 2 days. Make sure he keeps it up until the next game against Korea. Another monk holding a tablet said, of course, SS rank gift Shaolin Abbot. Lee Ryong had not always been a monk despite possessing this gift. He was a man who loved alcohol and women more than anything else, and the restrictions imposed by the gift were cruel. The system announced, "You have been chosen by the Shaolin abbot. Your body has been changed to fit that of a Shaolin abbot." Divine monk Li Ryong stared at his reflection in the mirror as his hair fell away and shouted, "My hair!" Shaolin abbot, SS, grants bonus statistics and experience when distancing yourself from the modern world. When doing the opposite, lifespan and experience are reduced. After the Chinese government found out, Li Ryong was forced. The monk with the tablet said, "To be honest, my biggest worry is that Song Jihan has immediate death." The bald man wearing shades replied, "I saw it. It is going to be annoying." Divine monk Li Ryong slammed his palm into the wall and shouted, "Hey, shut it already, yeah. Do not worry about it. I finally completed it. The 108 are hats." The bald man with shades stammered, "Oh, 1. The monk with the tablet continued, 100. Another bald man added, "And 8. His friend balder than him shouted, "Our hats." The bald man with shades asked, "But is that not supposed to be a hidden card for fighting the Sword King?" Divine monk Li Ryong replied, "Yes. It is humiliating to use it on a gold leaguer. But I will treat it as practice before the real fight against the Sword King. So do not worry about the Korean game. Just prepare the drinks and women for me." The bald man with shades nodded. "That is dependable." Weaknesses in the Korean team, and look for any scandals, the monk with the tablet said. "I have already been doing that, but a bigger issue just appeared in Korea, so all our efforts have been nullified." The bald man with shades frowned. "A bigger issue? TCH. It is a picture that was uploaded yesterday. It is this." The projection appeared. Divine monk Li Ryong cursed softly, "Fudge, and I am here doing this nonsense." He punched the wall. Divine monk Li Ryong said in fury, "I am going to crush you, Song Jihan." On the screen was a video of Seong Jihan and Lee Haeon. A few days earlier, Lee Haeon said, "We need to talk." Seong Jihan replied, "Sure, go ahead." Lee Haeon hesitated. Well, it is." She began to sweat, then suddenly blurted out, "Do you want to make a scandal with me?" Seong Jihan froze in shock. Im Gayong froze as well, while Yoon Se-ah became excited. Seong Jihan asked in confusion, "Pardon?" A few moments later, he said, "Are you sure this is all right?" Lee Haeon nodded firmly. "Yes, this scandal should be completely fine." Song Jihan asked, "What exactly is so completely fine about this?" Lee Haeon laughed nervously. "It is fine because I will be freed from blind dates I do not even want to attend, and fine because you will not lose your guildmaster to marriage, all right?" Song Jihan hesitated. Are you sure I am good enough to stop marriage talks between such large, wealthy families?" Lee Haeon replied confidently. "You are more than good enough." "Yes." Im Gayong added, "Besides, you approached him first to scout him, so I think your family would be overjoyed." Lee Haeon groaned. Now it sounds like I am trying to seduce him." She thought to herself, this feels terrible. It is like I am making my brother's words come true." She remembered what her brother had said. He needed your gift? I am sure that is just an excuse. Why do you not just try to seduce him while you are at it? Lee Haeon clenched her fists internally. "But this is the best I can do to gain independence from my father and protect the guild," Song Jihan finally said. "All right." He then asked, "What should I do now?" A few moments later, Song Jihan and Lee Haeon sat together on a bench, holding hands, while Yoon Se-ah recorded them. Yoon Se-ah asked, "What do you think?" Im Gayong replied, "Her face looks like it was generated by artificial intelligence again." "Again," Yoon Se-ah exclaimed as she took another picture. And then another. "What do you think now?" Yoon Se-ah asked. Akari suddenly appeared and said flatly, "An assassin pretending to be a lover would look more natural than this." Yoon Se-ah groaned. One more time." Lee Haeon said, "It does not have to be perfect." "No way." Yoon Se-ah insisted. "It has to look legitimate. You have to look pretty too." Lee Haeon wiped sweat from her face. "Why are you so invested in this?" Yoon Se-ah's eyes sparkled. "A kiss. Let us do a kissing scene." Lee Haeon panicked. "What? A kissing scene? Is what we are doing not already enough?" She turned to Song Jihan. "Say something." Song Jihan remained silent. Yoon Se-ah suddenly appeared right in front of Lee Haeon and said seriously, "It has to look legitimate or people will not believe it. Are you going to keep going on blind dates?" Lee Haeon shook her head weakly. "No," Song Jihan thought to himself. "She is far too nervous." Lee Haeon began to tear up. "Cat kissing? Ha ha ha," Song Jihan thought to himself. "Should I be more forthcoming?" Song Jihan said. Haeon, relax. Lee Haeon replied. Ah, sorry, you must be tired. Song Jihan slowly put one arm around Lee Haeon and gently placed his other hand against her face. He leaned closer to her. Yoon Se-ah suddenly snapped several pictures and shouted, All right, that is it. Lee Haeon closed her eyes and thought to herself, Wow! This is too close. Are we really going to kiss? Song Jihan moved closer and closer. Yoon Se-ah exclaimed, Okay, kya, look at this. Is it not perfect? Should we send it out right away? Song Jihan pulled back, and Lee Haeon released a deep breath. Song Jihan said, Guildmaster Lee Haeon, I am entrusting the guild to you. All right? Lee Haeon nodded quickly. Oh, of course. All right, Song Jihan continued. We are done now, are we not? I am going to head out. Lee Haeon replied. Okay, I am sure you are tired from your game today. Good job. The tips of her ears burned warmly. She thought to herself, What? Why am I getting butterflies? I must be out of my mind, as she drifted into a brief daydream about Song Jihan. Thus, the completed fake Jihan loves Haeon scandal spread rapidly. The next day, people gasped. What? Comments flooded in. New. Holy ship. Downglass 1 new. 000 Haeon. I really loved you. 000 bruh, I knew this was going to happen. 000, yeah, as if. Congratulations, though. Ha Yuri cried, Miss Se-ah, this is not true, right? Right? Sophia said in shock, Se-ah, I am flying to Korea right now. Tell me the truth. Yoon Se-ah's ears nearly bled from the shouting. Akari could not even protect her from the sonic assault. There were many different reactions to the news, Diego said. Jihan, you have been getting a lot of letters lately. Song Jihan asked. From whom? Diego replied. The Guildmaster's fans. Song Jihan frowned. Why are they sending them to me? Diego answered calmly. They want to eliminate you. This will trigger a butterfly effect. Song Jihan and Lee Haeon sat closer together, tasting each other's cups of coffee. Song Jihan laughed. Ha ha. While Lee Haeon replied softly, Ho ho. Song Jihan then whispered, How long do we have to keep this up? Lee Haeon whispered back, I am sorry. I did not think about the consequences. But they need this to truly believe that we are dating. As they walked toward the car, someone followed them. Song Jihan glanced back and thought to himself, Murderous intent? Is this one of Haeon's fans that was mentioned? He narrowly evaded a punch. Song Jihan countered, but the man blocked. Lee Haeon screamed, Kya, what is happening? Song Jihan said firmly, Get in the car. The man suddenly became serious. He kicked at Song Jihan, but Song Jihan dodged and countered again, landing a kick to the man's face. Lee Haeon shouted, Are you all right? Song Jihan replied, Yeah, know him, Lee Haeon said urgently. You cannot beat up a civilian. A voice rang out, Stop, that is enough. I would expect nothing less from you, Mr. Song Jihan. He is the highest ranked player in our guild, yet you took him down that easily. Lee Haeon froze in shock. She began to sweat. What did you do this for? Uppa, the man said calmly. Sorry about that. He introduced himself. I'm the successor of the Divergent Guild, Lee Sang-jin. Would you be willing to lend us some of your time? Song Jihan thought to himself, Haeon's brother, he asked aloud. Why? Lee Sang-jin smiled faintly. The leader of our company, who is also the father of my sister and me, really wants to meet you. He paused before adding, his future son-in-law. Song Jihan and Lee Haeon froze in shock. A few moments of silence followed as Song Jihan and Lee Haeon froze in disbelief. Song Jihan said to himself, This man is the Divergent Group's chief executive officer. The man spoke calmly. Nice to meet you, player Song Jihan. I am Lee Seong, chief executive officer of the Divergent Group, he said as he raised his wine glass. Song Jihan raised his own glass as well and replied, Thank you for the invitation, sir. Lee Seong laughed. Sir, there is no need to be so polite. Song Jihan broke into a sweat. Then, what should I call you? Lee Haeon looked away and muttered to herself, I am so uncomfortable, extremely uncomfortable. Lee Song smiled. You can just call me Seong. After all, I am your future father-in-law now. Ha 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 ha. Song Jihan turned his gaze away, still sweating, while Lee Haeon froze in shock. Dad! She shouted. We just started dating. You are jumping to conclusions. Song Jihan slowly swirled his wine. He thought to himself, we did not even have time to agree on a story because we had to rush here. I will make something up for now. Aloud, he said, we like each other, but I do not know about marriage yet. Yes, Lee Haeon added quickly. Do not pressure him. Lee Song nodded. Right. It is good to be careful with these kinds of things. My daughter may be older, but she is still immature. Go easy on her. Song Jihan shook his head. No, she is very dependable. Lee Song blinked, momentarily caught off guard. Huh? Then do you know this? My daughter is a gambling addict. She might throw away all the money you earn, so do not depend on her too much. Woo. Ugh, Lee Haeyeon groaned. Why would you say that? Seong Jihan laughed. Of course. I'm sure she actually earned a lot of money by betting on me. Oh, of course, Lee Song replied. It is good to bet on your lover. I am going to win them all anyway, Song Jihan said confidently. There is no point in betting on any of the opponents. Lee Haeyeon, who always bet on his opponent, began to sweat. She thought to herself, Jihan must be uncomfortable, but he is handling this well. It is almost as if he has lived life twice already. Her gaze drifted to Song Jihan's lips, and she recalled their earlier moment. Her face flushed as steam practically rose from her head. She looked away just as Lee Song noticed her reaction. I have been monitoring everything you have done ever since you took her in, Lee Song said. Your rate of improvement is rather shocking, especially your performance at the international games. Full of diamonds. You are a very talented man. A faint aura of energy emanated from Song Jihan. So, Lee Song continued, assuming you two are considering a future together, why do we not combine our two guilds? Both Song Jihan and Lee Haeyeon were stunned. D-Dad, what are you? Lee Haeyeon began. Marriage is between families, not just individuals, Lee Song said. And this is a good opportunity for you as well, is it not? Lee Haeyeon clenched her teeth inwardly. I let my guard down. There was no way he was genuinely curious about his youngest daughter's lover. He wanted to reach Song Jihan through me, the Divergent Guild and the Great Vessel Guild. He wants to take control of the Great Vessel Guild. How hard can independence really be? Her hands trembled with anger. I suppose I should hear the answer from the person who manages the guild the most, Lee Song said. Lee Haeyeon's trembling stopped as confusion washed over her. I want your opinion, Guildmaster Haeyeon. And me? She stammered. He is asking for your opinion as the Great Vessel Guildmaster, Song Jihan said gently. Not as his daughter, as the Guildmaster, Lee Haeyeon murmured. She remembered his earlier words. I believe that if you become our Guildmaster, your gift's true value will finally reveal itself. She remembered her own resolve. Until I create my own guild, I am going to take managing this guild seriously. I will do my absolute best to expand the Great Vessel Guild. I am going to become independent. I will live the way I want, so that I never have to hear about marriage again. I am trusting you to run the Great Vessel Guild, Seong Jihan had said. Lee Haeyeon lowered her head. Lee Seong frowned slightly, puzzled. I have to turn down your offer, Lee Haeyeon said firmly. Oh, Lee Song replied. Do you have a reason? The Great Vessel Guild was founded with a focus on potential, she said. There would certainly be benefits if we combined, but it would go against our ideals. I do not want to grow under the shadow of the Divergent Guild. She raised her head and met his eyes. Jihan and I, along with the guild members, will expand this guild on our own. We are still growing, and we intend to grow even larger than the Divergent Guild. When that time comes, who knows? Maybe we will be the ones offering to combine. She took a steady breath. Anyway, even if I get married, I do not want to merge the two guilds. That is the Great Vessel Guild's decision. Seong Jihan said to himself, Ha, she is ambitious. Then he said aloud, I agree with her. Lee Seong lowered his gaze and fell silent. Suddenly he burst into laughter. She has got me, Lee Seong said. Interesting. She used to spend all of her money on gambling because she could not find her place in life. D-Dad, Lee Haeyeon exclaimed. Please stop bringing up the gambling. I thought you would mature once you got married, Lee Seong said calmly. It seems I was worried for nothing. He nodded slightly. I respect the Great Vessel Guild's decision, Guildmaster Lee Haeyeon. Then he turned to Seong Jihan. I trust you to take good care of my daughter. He extended his hand. Song Jihan stood up and shook it. Of course. Lee Seong smiled warmly. But how long are you planning to keep up that fake scandal? Lee Haeyeon froze, shock written all over her face. You knew? Lee Song snorted. At the same time, Song Jihan stiffened as well. Lee Haeyeon had unknowingly revealed the truth and fallen straight into Lee Song's trap. Did you really think I would fall for something done so poorly? Lee Song said. I already did my research. Song Jihan wiped away a bead of sweat. I am sorry. He added inwardly, this man is truly difficult. A few moments later, Song Jihan and Lee Haeyeon walked out of the building. Did the conversation go well? Lee Songjin asked. If you mean the merger, no, Song Jihan replied. That is unexpected, Lee Songjin said. I thought it was an opportunity far too good for the Great Vessel Guild. He looked at Song Jihan seriously. Do not mind him, Li Heian said. He has always been like that. Li Sangjin hesitated before continuing. It is just gossip, but I heard that only the Sword King is considered Li Ryong's equal among East and North Asian players in the upcoming China Games, according to the Divergent Guild's analysis team. What do you think about that? I'm going to defeat the Sword King, Song Jihan said. Just watch. Earlier in the fight, Li Ryong and Song Jihan charged toward each other. I will prove your analysis, team wrong, Song Jihan declared. BattleNet Northeast Asia League vs. second match for South Korea versus China, commencing the announcement rang out. The second match of the Northeast Asia League, South Korea versus China, is finally beginning. The comments exploded. Downglass 1, let us beat China and advance to the championship. Our King God General Yong, how dare you use China's martial arts without revealing their origin? Heresy. Song Jihan Fon Tie 1, what are you even talking about? The announcement continued. This match will require each team to protect their crystal, either destroy the opposing team's crystal or eliminate all enemy players. Will Korea be able to defeat Northeast Asia's second strongest team? The players are now entering the battlefield. First, Song Jihan, who defeated Russia using an instant death skill, and then Li Ryong, who overpowered a fully buffed Vladimir using pure brute strength alone, who will claim victory in this match. Begin the game. The enemy team is outside the Iron Blood Cross's range, Song Jihan said. I suppose this match will not be as easy as the last one. Then, he raised his staff. Lightning crashed down upon it. Li Ryong looked up at the sky, shocked and confused. Song Jihan activated his skill. Nameless Divine Arts, Divine Lightning God Technique. Judgment Day, lightning tore through the battlefield as he attacked Li Ryong. The comments flooded in again. Triple D 12341, that is one flashy entrance. TLQK car, we are off to a strong start. Dodo Kiwi, Song Jihan handles both close range and long range combat. That is insane. As the smoke cleared, a barrier appeared. A barrier. Song Jihan muttered. Godsong Yong, it is not just Li Ryong on their team. Jaegal Huntress, I would expect nothing less from a mage within triple S rank gift. Shei Nei's national representative player, the 8th ranked mage, Jaegal Hyun, stepped forward. W that you have greeted us, he said. Should we not return the courtesy? Accept my Bagua stack in return. Yue stack was a gift that amplified a mage's abilities. It randomly selected one of the 8 trigrams and fused its effect with the user's magic, greatly enhancing its power, up to 10 times its original strength. However, there was also the risk of combining opposing elements. Kan! Jaegal Hyun shouted. Smoke billowed out. Kan, the water element, Li Ryong muttered. I knew it, he said sharply. Move! Annoyed, he shoved Jaegal Hyun aside. Wah! Jaegal Hyun cried. The comments erupted again. Gotcha King Jaegal Hyun. Of course it is Kan when he tries to use a fire spell. Jaegal Hyun Slov, I love trigram gotcha. Dia close, the gap between his best and worst outcomes is enormous. Patron Song Jihan, Li Ryong shouted. Patron, Song Jihan repeated, confused. I heard there is a risk of a portal opening in Korea, Li Ryong said sternly. For you to be dating women when such danger looms. How heretical. Jihan Hart Haeon, just admit that you are jealous, a comment flashed. If you think defeating Vladimir has made you arrogant, Li Ryong continued, then I will teach you a lesson. Come here. Song Jihan said quietly. This bridge must be crossed eventually. I will go first. Please focus on defending our base. Understood, the others replied in unison. Song Jihan stepped forward, lightning crackling around his body. Then, in a flash of lightning, he surged toward Li Ryong. Come, man of debauchery, Li Ryong shouted. The comments immediately reacted. Jihan Hart Haeon, just admit that you are jealous again. The two faced each other, their figures blurring as both evaded at the same time. Song Jihan drew his dark sword and used it as an anchor, dragging it across the ground as he slid backward. He is faster than I expected, Song Jihan thought. Suddenly, an arrow whistled through the air. Li Ryong casually deflected it. Supporting fire? That is unfair. Song Jihan froze in shock and confusion. He turned his head and looked back into the distance. Hyonju spoke calmly. I predicted that shot, but he is good. Goodness, Li Ryong muttered. We must not allow any interference during this lesson. Golden light surged violently from his body as he continued. Let us move elsewhere. Song Jihan broke into a cold sweat, stunned. Suddenly, multiple golden images clapped their hands in unison. I shall test you, patron, they said together. Huh, Song Jihan exclaimed. Li Ryong activated his skill. Shaolin Ultimate, 108 Arhats Formation. The world shifted as Song Jihan found himself completely surrounded. The pinnacle of martial arts is Shaolin, Li Ryong declared. It surpasses even yours. Is this a different dimension? Song Jihan thought. A system notification appeared. You have been invited to the 108 Arhats Formation. Another notification followed. All stats are decreased by 10%. All martial arts related stats are decreased by an additional 10%. With my stats reduced this much, I cannot use the God-devouring technique, Song Jihan realized. This skill was designed specifically to counter me. Unless you defeat me, Li Ryong said coldly, you will not be able to return to your teammate. He unleashed another skill. Thousand-handed Avalokitsvara strike. Song Jihan froze in shock. An arrow struck the barrier near the base. I thought this would be easy as long as Song Jihan was not present, Jaegal Hyun muttered. But to struggle this much, that archer is really getting on my nerves. Ha Yeonju continued firing arrows relentlessly. It is only a matter of time before they break through our defenses without Song Jihan, the mage shouted. Would it not be better to cut the ropes on the bridge? Then we would not be able to cross either, Ha Yeonju snapped. And Jihan needs that bridge when he comes back. There is no guarantee that he will come back, the mage argued. I am sure of it, Ha Yeonju said firmly. It might be difficult to win this match with just us, the shielder said, but let us hold out until he returns. We have to show them that Song Jihan is not the only player on this team, Ha Yeonju added. Darn it, the mage muttered. When you say it like that, it really motivates us. Do not say things like that, Ha Yeonju complained. I cannot aim. Fortunately, the enemy team only has Jaegal Hyun for long-range attacks, the mage said. Are the rest guardian type, martial artists? Even though his attacks rely entirely on luck, Jaegal Hyun raised his staff. Earth Strike, Bagua Stack, Wind, Boulder Can. Ha Yeonju and the mage stared in shock. A boulder carried by a powerful gale, Jaegal Hyun explained calmly. You will not even have time to dodge it. Phew. It worked this time. The comments erupted. Yuja, Jaegal Hyodun, I knew you could do it. Pretentious Doc, he looks so relieved, it is hilarious. Pretentious Doc, earth element techniques work quite well with Bagua Stack. The spire has fallen, Jaegal Hyun shouted. Take the enemies down. Yes, sir, the monks replied. Darn it, the fighter cursed. Was that a death flag? A monk charged toward him. Suddenly, a spear halted right in front of the fighter. The monk punched him instead. You are alive, the monk shouted. What about the leader? I do not know, the mage replied shakily. I barely avoided it. Focus, the shielder yelled. We cannot let the team leader's sacrifice be wasted. We will protect our base no matter what. The monk surged forward again. A pointless struggle, Jaegal Hyun scoffed. It is only a matter of time before you lose. I will crush you all. Earth strike. He prayed inwardly. Please fire. Turn it into a meteor and end them all. Then he froze. Huh. What is that? Ha Yeonju suddenly leapt from her position, soaring upward toward the bridge. Midair, she aimed her arrow directly at Jaegal Hyun. She is alive. Team leader. I never said she was dead, the mage muttered, sweating. Jaegal Hyun swung his staff and deflected the arrow just in time. Before Jaegal Hyun could finish speaking, he muttered, Huh? Watch out for the archer? Yes, one of the monks replied gravely. She is dangerous. Before Song Jihan, she was the one who led the Korean team. Jaegal Hyun narrowed his eyes. Is this the archer with concentrated snipe? He wondered. What kind of archer charges straight into the front lines? He shouted. Ha Yeonju answered calmly. To catch the tiger, you must enter the tiger's den. The comments exploded. Downglass 1. Heck yeah. Let us go. Rip that mustache right off his face. 35, huh? D-Swart, I love you, Haeyeonju. D-Swart, offer your hearts to Haeyeonju. In a different space altogether, Song Jihan continued fighting the countless illusions of Li Ryong. They swarmed him from every direction. Song Jihan swung his spear in wide arcs, sweat streaming down his face. They keep regenerating no matter how many times I destroy them, he thought. Because of the debuff, one technique can only take down a few at a time. He activated another skill, Path of the Immortal Sage. I can only fight at this level, he realized. His thoughts drifted to Vladimir Putino, and the massive surge of levels he had gained after defeating him. Because I gained so many levels after that fight, he thought. The real problem is that my martial spirit stat is not high enough. Ariel, cover my back, Seong Jihan said. All right, Ariel replied casually. My eyes were hurting from how shiny his head was anyway. Dark energy surged as Ariel rampaged forward. Li Ryong frowned inwardly. He has a summonable spirit. It will not help. You will not leave this place. Before he could finish, Ariel cleaved straight through one of his forms, slicing it apart as if it were butter. Song Jihan advanced. Ariel, are you unaffected by the debuff? He asked. Is it because you are not a martial class? My stats are reduced as well, Ariel replied. What? Song Jihan stared. Then how can you still output this much force? I do not know, Ariel said slowly. Perhaps it is because this ability is something we can always use, unlike those of your inferior species. Song Jihan froze. I am simply using my abilities, Ariel added. My abilities, Song Jihan murmured. Understanding struck him like lightning. Yes, the nameless divine arts are no longer skills dependent on my gift, he thought. I was relying on brute force only because martial spirit amplified me. But now, a martial art that is truly my own, not one reliant on martial spirit. Focus on origins, focus on fundamentals. Understand the principles of martial arts and apply them. Stats are nothing more than numbers. Song Jihan raised his spear. Li Ryong burst into laughter. Ha ha ha. What are you spacing out for? If you have given up, I will help you rest. The heavens cannot bury me beneath the three calamities, Song Jihan thought. The mountains lie beneath my feet. I am a martial artist who can overpower even mountains. Nameless. Three calamity martial devotion. He brought his spear down. Press plateau. A devastating slash tore through the air, splitting the sky itself. Buildings were severed cleanly, collapsing like cut wax. Li Ryong broke into a sweat. As the dust settled, Song Jihan lowered his weapon. Thank you, Ariel, he said. You taught me something new. Ariel stared at him in shock. Yes, Song Jihan continued softly. This is my martial art. Song Jihan, you blighter, Li Ryong roared. I do not know what you just did, but you will never leave this place. I thought you were going to teach me a lesson, Song Jihan replied coolly, not hide behind your little clones. Time to lure him out, he thought. There has to be a limit to how many copies you can create, Song Jihan said aloud. Are you truly confident you can defeat me just by stalling for time? What a foolish and reckless monk, Li Ryong sneered. Come at me if you are so confident. Suddenly, Li Ryong caught Song Jihan's spear with his bare hand. What? Li Ryong muttered. Foolish and hairless. His eyes widened with fury. How dare you, you little... This one feels like the real Li Ryong, Song Jihan realized. But something about the translation feels off. Do you think I am bald because I want to be bald? Li Ryong shouted, towering over him. No, that is not what I meant, Song Jihan thought. I lost all my hair because of this gift that I never even asked for, Li Ryong roared. His original body is far stronger than his clones, Song Jihan realized grimly. Do you know what happens when you lose all your hair? Li Ryong demanded. I would not know, Song Jihan replied, deflecting another blow. Suddenly, Li Ryong seized the spear shaft. You lose popularity with women, Li Ryong shouted. What in the world is he talking about? Song Jihan wondered. A massive explosion erupted, forcing Song Jihan to leap backward. You are a petty man who targets the insecurities of others, Li Ryong bellowed. I am going to teach you a lesson. What is wrong with him? Ariel muttered. I think I triggered him somehow, Song Jihan replied. Multiple illusions began moving at once. This is your first lesson, Li Ryong declared. I will show you what true defeat looks like. He levitated into the air, and a massive Buddha manifestation appeared behind him. This looks bad, Song Jihan muttered. Take this, Li Ryong roared. Buddha's divine palm. I need to dodge, Song Jihan shouted. Suddenly, an illusion grabbed his leg. The colossal palm descended. It is too late to move away, Song Jihan thought. I have to offset it somehow. Lightning bolt flashed. A sphere of lightning enveloped his body. Resistance is futile, Li Ryong declared. This is not strong enough, Song Jihan realized. I need something else. A phoenix suddenly appeared behind Song Jihan. Right, he murmured to himself. Lightning bolt flash has excellent synergy with the phoenix arrow. I forgot about it because my martial spirit had been carrying everything. A system message appeared. Martial spirit, martial power. strength, stamina, agility force, mana, divine power. Phoenix flames, a skill imbued within the Phoenix flag. The two did not work well together, Song Jihan thought, which is why I stopped using it. Multiple system notifications followed. You have been invited to the 108 Arhats formation. All stats are reduced by 10%. All martial arts type skills are reduced by an additional 10%. Martial spirit effectiveness, minus 20%. But this is perfect now, Song Jihan realized. With my martial spirit lowered, the balance shifts. I can finally combine the two powers. Another system message appeared. Divine Lightning God Technique and Phoenix Flames have successfully fused. A new skill has been created. Yes, with this, Song Jihan whispered. He activated his techniques in succession. Lightning Bolt Flash, Phoenix Flames, Burning Red Thunder. Nameless Divine Arts. Heavenly Thunder Flames, Red Thunder Cannon. Song Jihan and Li Ryong's attacks collided head-on. A massive shockwave engulfed the entire area, and nearby buildings ignited under the overwhelming energy. Outside the battlefield, the mage and a monk continued their desperate struggle. I need to go help, Ha Yeonju thought. But this fight is not over yet. Jaegal Hyun frowned inwardly. An archer this agile, I cannot hit her with my skill. Suddenly, a portal opened. Jaegal Hyun broke into a cold sweat. Is that Li Ryong's 108 Arhats formation? But that rupture, could it be Jihan? Ha Yeonju cried. Li Ryong suddenly stepped out of the portal. Ha Yeonju froze, sweat trickling down her face. Venerable Li Ryong, Jaegal Hyun exclaimed. Ha 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 ha, we won. Then Song Jihan appeared behind Li Ryong. I am sorry, Song Jihan said calmly. Jaegal Hyun's eyes widened in shock, while Ha Yeonju trembled with relief. I am a bit late, Song Jihan added. Li Ryong collapsed to the ground. The comments exploded. Come back home. Let us go. He is back. XL Co++. The tables have turned. Downglass 1. Our Emperor Jihan has returned. Nyan Cat Li Ryong, do not play with us like this. Get up right now. It seems I made it just in time, Song Jihan said. A monk turned back, sweating in fear. The mage burst into tears. Gasp. Wah, Jihan-kun. I knew you would come back. An arrow struck the bald monk. You arrived at the perfect moment, Ha Yeonju said. Then, Song Jihan replied, shall we end this? Jaegal Hyun fell silent. Yes, the mage said, the tide has completely turned. A brilliant light suddenly appeared in the sky. It descended in an instant, straight toward the mage. Jaegal Hyun stared in horror. Ha Yeonju turned around, her heart pounding. Li Ryong slowly opened his eyes. The mage vanished. A massive boulder crashed down. A system notification appeared. Player Juge Hyun has destroyed the Korean team's crystal. Ha 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 ha, Jaegal Hyun laughed wildly. How about that, you fools? That was my true plan all along. Oh, right, he added. That earth strike I launched earlier. I completely forgot about it. It was insurance, Jaegal Hyun continued. A contingency prepared in case Li Ryong fell. A calculation executed to perfection. Li Ryong thought to himself, rubbish. But it does not matter, we won. Another system message appeared. The Korean team's crystal has been destroyed. Song Jihan clenched his fists in frustration. I overcame the stat suppression and learned something new, but I lowered my guard too soon. The final system notification appeared before his eyes. Defeat. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.